Okay, so let me get to my next point about Steph Curry. I believe that Steph Curry is slowly becoming, as great as I think he is, the respect that I think he should be given at his size to be able to dominate the game this way and to have the level of skill that he has. I believe that Steph Curry is slowly becoming overrated. And let me tell you why. I mean, most of the time, after players win championships, the media goes crazy. We suffer from recency bias. We become prisoners of the moment. And all of a sudden, the player who just won, I remember when Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, I think in 2011 or something like that, all of a sudden, he was the greatest thing since Jesus sliced the unleavened loaf on the Last Supper. I mean, it was absurd. When Dirk won his championship, it was like the second coming of Larry Bird. He was phenomenal. Dirk Nowitzki, this and that. And when Giannis won it last year, when Kawhi won a few years ago, all of a sudden Kawhi was like Kobe Jordan or something like that. It was ridiculous. So with Steph Curry,
yeah,
the same. But people are saying they take the comparisons to ridiculous places. Now he's a top 10 player all of a sudden. Now some people are saying that they moved Wilt Chamberlain out of the top 10 to accommodate Steph Curry. Like, what in the hell is going on?
I ain't taking Wilt Chamberlain out, bro.
People are saying, listen.
He scored 100 points in one game.
One year, Wilt Chamberlain led the league in assists.
Yes.
He was the greatest athlete on the short list of the greatest athletes and specimens to ever play this game. And you're going to tell me
his stats are crazy in many categories.
And this guy averaged like 52 in one season.
50 points, 25 rebounds, 53 points, I think it was.
Man, I think it's blasphemous to take Wilt Chamberlain out of the top 5. If you're taking him out of the top 10, like, what?
Dominated his
forget
era
about it. We're not even playing.
I mean,
what is this? We're not even playing basketball.
JJ, what do you have to say about that?
I would say Wilt dominated his era. Like, I mean, outside of winning ships. I mean, because, you still have Boston there in the finals. But,
statistically, though.
But, yeah, I think that.
Too, though.
Huh?
2 titles.
He does. Yeah. But I mean, he's been to more finals. And I mean, but I feel like, I'm definitely not moving Steph above Wilt. They both, but for me, I can see why people like both. Why people kind of compare the two, because those two players, the game has changed because of what those two players have contributed to the game. So I can see that. I'm definitely not moving Steph just because he won one championship and got one Finals MVP. I'm not moving him into.
Okay, so let me push back for what you said. A lot of people like to say that, Steph Curry changed the game. I think the game was going to change anyway because the rules changed the game. Like the
rules changed based on what Steph was doing and a lot of other point guards are doing,
the rules change based on what the NBA wants to see happen. They want more offense. They want freedom of movement. They want spacing. They want shooting. Now, when Wilt Chamberlain played the game, they changed the rules to decrease his dominance.
Right.
So the rules changed that stopped Wilt from averaging these the same numbers, that tried to make him less dominant, and he still found the way to adjust and still be a force in the game. When they changed the rules this time around in this previous decade that they give Steph credit for, it's enhancing his game. I wonder if Steph Curry, and I think any player who's that great could play in any era and still dominate, but their numbers are going to look different. I wonder if Steph Curry, if he was playing against the 1990 Detroit Pistons or the 1989 Pistons, with Joe Dumars being in his shorts, under him every time he takes a jump
hand check and everything. Forget about it.
Through the lane and having Rick Mahorn put an elbow in his chest and a shoulder in his face, will he still feel comfortable being able to do the things that he's doing now? I wonder, because the rules were different.
It'd be different.
Yeah,
he'd have to play more like Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Who could score if he wanted to. But Isaiah diminished his game to play point guard because that was what the Pistons needed to win at the time. But if Isaiah wanted to go out and average 25 points a game, he had the ability to do it. Did you see his hops? Did you see his handles? Why do we discredit these guys? Recency bias.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
As good of a player as Steph Curry is, it seems impossible to say, he's overrated. But sports media lives off of the moment. Like they overrate every big moment and they underrate a lot of other moments because of the recency bias. But I would say more so it's the prisoner of the moment syndrome. You know what I mean? Like if Steph is not looking great, all of a sudden he's falling off the cliff. If Steph does what he did in the finals this year, he's the greatest of all time. Like it's an exaggeration in one direction or the other. That's how sports media works. It's the sensationalization of the moment, so that they get people to click, they get people to log on, they get people to watch Stephen A. screaming in the morning. Like that's how it works. You hyperbolize each moment.
Let me try to contextualize the level
and
of
all those examples you stated throughout the years from the Kawhi Leonard on to now, like it's very accurate.
Swan, you want to say something?
Yeah, like you said, Stephen A. Smith, like he is a total Steph Curry fanboy. He was like, rooting for the Warriors every time on ESPN. But like, I feel like what they do in the media, it's kind of blasphemous when you compare Steph Curry to LeBron James. Like,
I was just getting to that. Let me tell you let me contextualize the ridiculousness.
That's part of the over exaggeration. It's like all of a sudden,
I was
like,
say that's
he
the
eclipsed
recency
LeBron
bias
for this era. Like what?
Yo, you had Kevin Durant on your team, so now you're better than LeBron James. And bro, like Kyrie Irving blew his knee out in the first game of the finals. I'm like, bro, if Kyrie never got hurt, like Steph wouldn't even. I believe idol right there. So
let me just put it for our viewers. People were saying, the media was saying, that Steph Curry in the last 10 years in the decade from 2011 to 2019, 2020 till now, Steph Curry has been the dominant player in that era and not LeBron James. And I think that's just absolutely, in the words of Screaming A. Smith, ass a 9, ass a 10, ass a 11, and ass a 12.
I mean, he went to what? 10 straight finals, is it?
I mean,
10 straight?
I mean, look,
11,
it was
12?
he went to 10 total, but it was like 8 straight finals.
Like 8.
I mean, and you're saying that Steph Curry, and I mean, I can see, okay, people are saying
a Tiger Woods-esque run.
People are even saying that Steph Curry is a better player than Kevin Durant. I can see that in terms of greatness and accomplishments. Maybe you rate Curry top 12, top 15 above Durant, but he's not a better player than Kevin Durant. I would never start a team. If I had these two players to choose from, I'm not going to pick Steph Curry over KD. Then what's next?
Madness.
Kobe Bryant. Steph Curry's better than Kobe Bryant. You move Kobe Bryant out of his top 5, top 10 position to a Steph Curry. They'll be saying it. Kareem Ali said it first. They'll be saying it in another year or so.
When he was winning those titles, like he wasn't even the Finals MVP. So,
do you all remember Matthew Dellavedova giving Steph Curry work in the first 4 games of 2000?
Hell yeah! I mean, Charles Barkley said it about KD, but it's more accurate about Steph. Like, how many times was he driving the bus? Like, how many times was he the force of when they won the finals? I would say this time. And the other times it was KD. The first time it was a combination of the
Draymond, Iguodala, Clay,
right? And remember in the
25 won that championship together. Like it was not one person driving the bus.
But I mean, also a victim of the recency bias. I mean, I've been seeing recently Klay Thompson being compared to Ray Allen.
We'll get to that, brother.
Yeah,
we'll that for another show.
Whoa.
I was just gonna get to that.
Whoa.
Like that literally just came across.
That's because people. I'm not even gonna go there right now. We can save that. But good point, JJ. Thanks for teaching us, JJ.
I think that like what you said, the recency bias is also being a prisoner of the moment. But also, I think it's also just a comparison to whoever we deem as the greatest player in the game right now, in the moment. So like, they're putting him in Steph in the top 10 as a culmination of all those 3 things. Like, so it's the recency bias, it's prisoner of the moment. So this is his first finals MVP. And it's like, yo, LeBron, this is his record in the finals, and here's Steph's record in the finals, And it's like, but so in comparison to who we deem as the best in the game right now, I think that's why. I mean, me personally, I don't put him in the top 10. So
in the last 3-4 years, first Kawhi Leonard was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Then all of a sudden, Giannis was the greatest force to ever walk onto the basketball.
They got power forward hybrid,
of all time, all of a sudden. And now Steph Curry is better than LeBron better than Magic, better than Kobe? Like, what is really going on?
These are all great players, though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love these guys. I love to see them play and compete. But the casual fans and the biased media just takes these comparisons and these pedestalizations to ridiculous levels. And I'm just sick of it. Urban Magic Johnson? Are you kidding me? What the fuck?
And Kyrie made Steph Curry look like Michael Jackson in the 26
more skates
dancing.
From a one-on-one skill standpoint, Kyrie Irving, he outplayed Steph Curry. He manned up and really gave it to him in those 2016 finals. You know, he averaged 29 points a game.
Yeah.
Finals. I mean, whoever had that type of help, you were your second best player, averages 29 points a game. He was giving it to Curry. I mean,